I might sound like a broken record here on this show. We may have said something like this a week ago. Gunnar Stockton absolutely should be a Heisman contender right now. Like, he is in the race. He's not just like, hey, I hope he gets invited to New York for the ceremony. Like, no, this guy, they did Stetson a solid. This is 2 years. Give this guy an invite to New York. Nice. Finished 4th, 5th in the Heisman.
Yeah.
Gunnar is a legit shot to win this thing. Like, look, I'm gonna pull up some stats for you right now, sir. Check out these stats right here. So I read this article. I skimmed the article. Let's be honest. On ESPN earlier today of their Heisman watch list, and it was 3 quarterbacks, and then they had Jeremiah Love. They actually didn't have Jeremiah Smith on there. They had oh damn, I'm blanking. What's the dude? Rodriguez, Jacob Rodriguez. That's his name
from Texas Tech.
For Texas Tech.
He's a beast.
So it was 3 quarterbacks and then those 2 guys. Gunnar Stockton, not one of them, sir. I went and looked at these numbers. You got passing yards, total touchdowns, completion percentage, QBR, PAA, and EPA, sir. I don't know those stats. Those are advanced stuff. But for those of you who like total QBR on ESPN and things like that, PAA is points. It's like what does it say? Number of points contributed by a quarterback accounting for QBR and how much he plays above the level of an average quarterback. So I don't know. Points.
I know the
points accumulated for above average, essentially. And then EPA is what, like, expected points.
Estimated points added. Yeah, that's like they like assign a value of points like to a play. I don't know how it's calculated, but I know a lot of people like to use it as like a a good differentiating metric. So Gunnar being second in that is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in Mendoza 4th in QBR, Sayin is 2nd, Stockton is 3rd. Marcel Reed, obviously, Marcel Reed's kind of a vibes thing because it's like, I don't know. He just, the way he plays, it's like he makes plays. Like Gunnar also does. Like, I'm not trying to like the numbers do not like Marcel Reed. I don't think it does him justice necessarily being 32nd. I mean, I don't know how these stats are accumulated. Obviously, got a good idea of who the good quarterbacks are. So to see him 32nd in PAA, 26 in EPA seems a little low. But Gunnar's top 3 in all 3 of these. Mendoza's 4th, and 9th. Sayin is 2nd, and 7th. And then the big one down there, sir. Games versus the current top 25. These other 3 combined have faced the same number that Gunnar Stockton has played, sir. He's doing this against big-time competition. 27 total touchdowns to 3 picks, like more efficient than Sayin and Reed. Not quite as efficient as Mendoza, but like I don't know. Like Sayin obviously has a higher completion percentage. Just completing 80% of his passes is ridiculous. But obviously the run game isn't an element of his game. But I don't know, man. Like Gunnar Stockton, if these are the best 3 quarterbacks in college football that are in the Heisman race, Gunnar Stockton absolutely should be right there with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gunnar's a better player than Sayin and probably Reed as well. And this is my first time seeing Gunnar Stockton's EPA. I know that I saw you sent me that thing about his QBR earlier, and I saw some other people talk about it, but yeah, I mean, this really kind of confirms what I think we've thought about watching Gunnar this whole year, which is like he's just a hyper efficient quarterback. I mean, he minimizes negative plays. He doesn't turn it over much. He doesn't take really bad sacks. And then on top of that, he's really been pushing the ball down the field and creating with his legs. I thought that maybe his running ability was a bit overplayed when he first got the starting job and when people were first talking about him after the Texas game, but I think he's been a better runner than even people who are saying that even they thought he could be, like he really does just do everything well. And he has, I think that he's probably got more. Mendoza does have, his signature moment or whatever with the comeback over Penn State. And like, that was an incredible drive. Like that was really big time stuff from Fernando, but yeah, Gunnar's done it against competition. And not only has he just played the most games against top 25 teams, but like he has had to be the reason that they win some of these games. They couldn't stop a nosebleed against Tennessee, and they got scored on the first 5 possessions against Ole Miss. who had to respond every single time, who had to take the team down the field every single time, like he did. And he's had Heisman moments. Like he's had the cool what the kids would say like aura moments. I know I don't want to use, I know you don't want to use the word, but like dude, like kneeling the ball at the 1 yard line to beat Florida, or like the superhero.
I mean, did you even mention the Tennessee, the hump nail boot as we call it?
Boot. The diving over the end zone to seal it against Auburn, kneeling it against Florida. Like he has these, picturesque moments that are burned into your brain, and that absolutely does matter when you're talking about the Heisman Trophy, especially in a season where like there hasn't really been a runaway favorite. I guess if there were to be one, you would say Mendoza, but for a while, I guess that guy was kind of Ty Simpson, but Ty Simpson hasn't played very well lately, and he just played really badly against Oklahoma. Like, for Gunnar Stockton to become a Heisman finalist and win it, I think would be one of the more like late blooming Heisman resumes that we've seen.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that I think the media would be like making it up or at the last second, trying to shoehorn him in there. Like, he has absolutely earned the right to be in this conversation. And if he's not in New York, I'm assuming he plays well the rest of the season. If he's not in New York in December, like, I would have a problem with it personally.
Yeah, I think so. And I think if he's going to win it, I think Georgia has to play for the SEC championship, and they have to win the SEC championship for sure. And they might even have to beat Alabama to do it, because beating A&M is a better team. They might be the number 2 team in the country at that point, number 3 team in the country. But people care more when it's Alabama. And also you would have avenged your only loss type of stuff too. Like, I think another Heisman moment, because he has had the moments for sure all season. And then also right here, this is what they've done against Power 4 competition, by the way. 23 touchdowns to 3 picks. Gunner's right there, like almost the most total touchdowns. Mendoza at 24-5, but like QBR, a couple points ahead of Sayin, like, and I keep going back to the games versus the current top 25, man. It's just like that's such a huge difference.
That's a huge deal, especially with how much now, you didn't play anybody. Politics is such a big part of the way that we talk about college football, and like
guilty.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, me too. But like Stockton has done it against top teams for sure. And even the game that they lost to Alabama, like he played well enough to win that game. I don't mean to point fingers, but if a couple plays and a couple play calls maybe go Georgia's way, they might be undefeated right now. And then he's really the favorite. So yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I think he's done everything that he's needed to do so far, as far as being a Heisman candidate. And man, like, I really can't get over just how good that he's been, because I liked the guy going into the year, and I liked what we saw against Texas and even Notre Dame. I thought he did a lot of really good things, but they started the year off so vanilla, and he looked like he was kind of having some issues, pushing the ball down the field. But he has improved so much just over this last month. Like, I feel like he feels pressure a lot better now, and he doesn't even care. Like, he's so much more calm and collected in the pocket than even he was against Alabama. Out of the Alabama game, I still feel like he was kind of having this propensity to run or whatever when he was feeling any kind of pressure. But you saw against Texas, man, like, there were a couple times where that pocket collapsed and he was starting to feel the heat, and he was stepping up, and he was, stepping into throws and being aggressive and attacking and showing a blatant disregard for pressure in the best way possible. And like, that type of mid-season, week to week maturing, I think really makes you feel good about the Georgia's prospects for the next, 2 months or whatever of football that we've got left.
For sure, man. And I think these stats right here show the difference between Gunner and those other guys is the stats versus cupcakes. Like, he didn't have great stats versus cupcakes this year. Like, and if he did, he would have kind of those cumulative numbers if he had 400 yards against Austin P and Marshall. Granted, it wasn't a situation like normal where Georgia, where I feel like they didn't run the score up. The Austin P game, they like legitimately just didn't look that good. So that's not that is partly on him. Yeah. So
no wonder they
the one thing Gunner has that these other three guys don't have is a 1 in the loss column. So none of these teams have lost a game. So there is that as well. But yeah, man, you're like, we're talking about the Heisman moments in the resume. Like, I don't mean to put Talon Taylor on blast like every episode or anything, but his stats versus Alabama look a whole lot better with a completion for 50 yards and a touchdown added to it, you know? So, and then you have the beating Alabama moment as well. So, that could have gone a long way for sure. But yeah, I think Gunner Stockton, this guy should be right in the thick of the Heisman race, man. I think you could argue he's been the best quarterback in college football this year. Like, mainly because of what I was saying, hating on the Big Ten. I'll do it again. Like, Indiana, Ohio State have not played anybody. Like, Julian Sains one game. Yeah, that's another important thing. Julian Sains one game against a top 25 team. Granted, it's his first game ever as a starter against Texas. He did not look good in that game. Ohio State had like 200 yards of offense in that game. Like, they did just about nothing. So Mendoza, his only top 25 opponent would be Oregon. So going on the road and winning at Oregon was a big time performance. But
he balled out that game.
Yeah, he definitely did. So I don't know. Put my guy Gunner in the right in the thick of the conversation, sir.
Yeah, I think at this point he kind of is. You know, the last few times that we've done a segment like this, I don't think the national media has really been as keen on Gunner as a Heisman candidate as we have, which not many people are. We're Georgia, voice of college football, of course. But I think at this point, after that Texas game and the fourth quarter that dude had, I think he's absolutely on people's radar right now. And, you know, they've got another huge game coming up on Black Friday. So that'll be another chance to, you know, have some eyeballs in him. So, yeah, I think it's definitely safe to say that we're going to be talking about Gunner as a possible Heisman finalist at some point in about a month from now. I don't think it needs to be like you need to talk about go. Like I think people are just going to, you know, at this point.
They better, sir. They better. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna go down there and give someone a piece of my mind down in Bristol.
Oh yeah.